Hi, my name is Millie. Thank you so much for stopping by and welcome to my first costume video. I know we don't really know each other yet, but my name is Millie most of the time, and I love to write movies, I love to make movies, and I love to recreate costumes for my favorite movies and sometimes other pieces of media, but typically movies. And I have never recorded any of my less than conventional costume processes, so I decided today is going to be the day that I change my ways. So this video is going to be covering my 2025 Halloween costume, which was Operetta from Monster High, because why not fulfill that childhood dream of being a Monster High doll for Halloween? It's never too late, I'd say. I was really pressed for time when I had to make this costume. I didn't have much time until Halloween, so I had to make it very fast and I had to make it very cheap. Without further ado, let's get into it. So I got lucky and found this great purple patterned shirt at the Salvation Army. It was half off and I needed to half the size, but it's honestly always easier to make something smaller than larger, at least in my experience. I started off by safety pinning a basic idea of what I think would fit my body. I didn't really measure except to make it even, and then I tried out the shirt with the safety pins and tested the feel. So I started drawing out where I would pinned it, sewed it. Now I look like a bat. Spooky. I wanted it to be a little more fitted, so I safety pinned further on the waist and then darted the bust a bit further. And there we go. My bolero will be short-sleeved, therefore the shirt must also be short-sleeved. I did a quick measure and cut, and then I sewed a half-inch hem to clean it all up. And bada bing bada boom, we've got a groovy new shirt. For the cute little spiderweb bolero Miss Operetta has, I just bought a white suit jacket, also from Salvation Army, and folded it to see where I would like it to hit on me. And then as soon as I got that length acquired and I liked it, I decided it is time to cut. To make sure things stayed all nice and even, I pinned the lining to the shell after cutting and stitched that up together. I did a really quick check of the fit before turning the hem a nice straight half-inch and stitched it up. So Joann's closed, and my only way to get fabric bits in my town is to hit the thrift bins. I only need a collar, so I bought this nice jacket that I will butcher and use the rest in some later project because it's some real nice fabric. I cut off a large chunk of the collar, roughly estimating what I would need. I popped a 1/4 inch hem in it to keep those fraying edges out of here. After checking the fit, I trimmed it down and stitched it to the garment, making sure to catch both sides so it would function like a typical collar. Onto the sleeves. I cut an even line at the length I thought would best work because you can always make things shorter a lot easier than you can make them longer. I was really vibing with the look of it, so I kept it as it is. I had plenty of fabric left on that jacket to make those upper arm sleeve cuffs, but when I was looking at the jacket, I realized that the cuffs at the end of the sleeve actually fit my bicep perfectly. I cut 2 even cuffs and basted the lining and shell together to make it easier to sew. The cuffs are a tad smaller than the suit jacket sleeves, so to join them and add a cute little puff, I evenly pinned that to add a little pucker to the sleeve. I think I did this on the wrong side. I think it's supposed to be going the other way. With the cuffs at the right length and on the right side, we have a darn cute little bolero, but I don't think it looks ready for Monster High just yet. With fabric paint, I painted a spiderweb on the front 2 sides and the back, as well as some piano tiles on the cuffs. And you would never guess that I played piano a day in my life by the way that I butchered where keys are placed, but hey, I think it gives a charm and it makes it unique because that's how I justify my mistakes. Okay, clearly these things are way too short on me because I am too tall. So I just found the length I liked and I put a little fold in it to make them look like real capris. Now I have seen so many people absolutely slay capris, and I am definitely not one of them, but it is for a costume, so I've just gotta cope. I picked up a white belt at the thrift because I didn't want to sacrifice the one I already had. The paint I sampled just scraped off when I buckled it, so I had to resort to a dyeing Sharpie, which took me like 4 hours. I just drew some straight lines and some music notes, and looking back, I probably should have done like the Monster High Fright song, but I was just trying to speedrun this costume at this point because it was getting so close to Halloween. Operetta has a cute little belt chain, and so I just went to the Home Depot and got myself 3 pieces of black jack chain. Each piece just slightly longer than the next, so it would drape the way that I wanted to against my hip. For the music notes, I just cut out some little music notes in black foam and poked a keyring through it to attach to the belt. I also used the keyrings to attach the 3 pieces of jack chain together and secure it directly to my jeans. Operetta also has a cute little piano tile bracelet that matches her sleeve cuffs, so I cut some scrap leather I had left over from my Edward Scissorhands costume I had just made and measured around my wrist, and after a paint job and sewing some snaps, it was all ready to go. So I had to make myself purple. I traced out my hand in cardboard and slipped it through a pair of tights that I had cut the toe off. And then I just pasted a little outline of my hand before taking it to my machine. All sewn. Now we're just gonna see how it fits. I'm just gonna... And then I don't know how, but I gave it a try and it like actually worked. I feel like Gilman. Now, I love Gilman, but I am not going to be Laguna Blue for Halloween, so I had to cut out the webbing. Look at this cursed looking thing. There's something just so awful about holding up a pair of tights and there being a glove at the end of it. It's so cursed. I pinned a basic layout of where my wrist hit and stitched it up. I ended up having a little more to take in, but honestly, I always think it's good to undershoot rather than overshoot, at least in sewing. Because the glove tights weren't cursed enough, I added red fingernails by taping my fingers with blue tape and then wearing the glites and gluing nails like I normally would. But please, 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 please be sure to use tape on your fingernails because it will never come off otherwise. Okay, I almost fully forgot about this until I was looking at my doll and went, wait. I used airfoam clay to sculpt out a mask, and then once it dried, I painted over and added some details, as well as just like stuck a bobby pin through the back of the mask. Honestly, air dry foam clay is really great because it's super light, it's bendy, it's durable, and it has a really quick air dry time as well. But as you'll see later, it definitely needed to be smaller, and I will likely have to remake it before wearing this to a convention. Oh boy, the wig. Can you tell I bought it on Amazon? I had to figure out how to turn this into this. I clipped some black extensions in, gave everything a little trim, and then began setting what would become the victory rolls into place with foam rollers and my straight iron. Using literal paper towel rolls, I rolled the rolls into a roll for both rolls to roll the way I wanted them to roll on the side of the head. But even if I'd painted the paper towel rolls, it would still be too visible, so with a lot of hairspray and determination, I got the wig to look like this. And sure, maybe the rolls weren't even, but I had to have the right side to be just a little bit higher to accommodate the mask and give it something to clip on. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I just need to figure out how to paint the tattoos on my glove tights, so if anyone has any suggestions, feel free to drop them below, because fabric paint was not working. Thank you so much for tuning in to my first video. I really hope that this was helpful somehow to either your operetta costume or whatever costume you're working on, or just if you're not working on a project. I hope there was some piece of this video that was valuable in any way. I really hope to make more of these in the future. That is my goal. So stay tuned, give me a follow if you'd like, if you want to see more chaotic costume content, because chaos seems to be the only thing I know in my life. But that's okay. I made 4 other costumes this year too that I just didn't record, but I have progress photos. So if you would like to see videos of any of these costumes, let me know, and I would be happy to just show pictures of my progress and yap about it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I really hope to see you in the next video. Bye!